Assalamu alaikum. I'm Amal and I'm from NewsPakistanTV studios. Today we have Turkish Consul General with us, Mr. Murat Mustafa Onart. So let's welcome him. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you?
Assalamu alaikum. Alhamdulillah, I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Historians often quote Khilafat movement at a starting point of Pak-Turk relationship and friendship. What do you reckon?
Yes, it's true, of course. We are very grateful to the Pakistani people, especially to the women of the Muslim subcontinent, because during the First World War we were under attack by the Allies, which is mainly Britain, Greece, Italy, France, you name it. And so the Khilafat was in danger. At the time the Ottoman Sultan was the head of the Muslim Ummah, and he was in danger of being deposited. So the Muslims in the subcontinent gathered and sent a lot of money to Turkey. Especially the women, they sell their jewelry and send the product to Turkey. And because of that, we were able to sustain our war of independence and liberation. And after the war was over, there were still some money left. So there were two institutions which was established by Atatürk with that funds. One is Turkish Bankası, which is today the biggest private bank in Turkey, and the other is Paşa Bahçe, which is producing glass and glass products, and today is number 2 in the world. So it shows you how much huge these amounts were, and due to that, a link was established between our people even before our republics were born, and we never forget that. And in our old schools and our curriculum, this is taught. And when you go to Turkey with a Pakistani passport, you will see that people will always welcome you with a smile and try to help you and be very friendly with you.
Okay. Please comment on the amazing economic advancement made by Turkey.
So this was mainly the process of reforms in economy started in the 1980s. At that time, we unfortunately had a military coup, but the military could not rule the economy by themselves. So as Minister of Economy, they brought someone who was in America, who was in the World Bank. His name is Turgut Özal. Later he became Prime Minister and President. So he made huge reforms in Turkey, privatization and liberalization. He cut corruption also, he fighted corruption. And all these moves put the foundation of our economic progress. Before that, we were trying to substitute imports. Then we switched to an export-driven growth, and he was very successful. And our government, which is in power since 2002, pursued these reforms and took them even further. And they also did a lot of reforms in health and education, so they invested in the future. Today, Turkey's GDP is $800 billion, which is 4 times Pakistan's GDP. And we are ranking among 16th or 17th economies in the world. By 2023, we want to be in the top 10.
Okay. So in 1999, Turkey had an economic crisis.
Yes.
So how did it come out of it?
It was, of course, we always say that some good things come from bad things. So our banking sector was too bloated, and too much dirty money was circulating in it. So this helped consolidate our banking system. You know, after the same thing happened in the US and Europe, and they suffered the same consequences. But we didn't suffer the same economic problems because our banking sector was already consolidated.
Okay, so tell our viewers about your early life.
My early life. My father was also a diplomat, so he was in the foreign service. Okay. And my early life I spent it in the United States and in Ghana in Africa, very different countries. Yeah. So because of that, maybe I'm very open to new experiences and new people. When I first came from Ghana to Turkey, I remember the first time I saw the snow. That day I remember. And the first question I ask is why there are not black people here. So.
Okay, so where did you get your schooling? And correct me if I'm wrong, you went to the College of Europe as well.
Yes. My schooling, I mainly did it in French schools until finishing high school. Then I went to the Political Sciences Faculty of the Ankara University in Turkey. I studied 4 years there. It's mainly forming bureaucrats in Ankara. And after I entered the ministry, I was sent to the College Europe for a master's degree, which I did in economy. And it was a very enriching experience because we were there, people from all over the world, for 1 year, and we all studied together. It was very enriching experience.
Okay, so why did you choose foreign services as your career, and where did you post it first?
I graduated in 1991, and at that time in Turkey there were not many options to go to. Maybe if it was today I would have chosen a different career. But at that time it was one of the few options which were available to me, and I find the job very interesting because it's not, in most of the jobs you do the same thing every day, but this job is very different. Sometimes you are an administrator, sometimes you are a cultural, you do cultural organization, sometimes you are hosting people. It's very varied and very different, so I like the job very much.
Okay, why did you opt for bilateral affairs?
My first posting, by the way, was Tripoli in Libya during Gaddafi's time. I was there between 94 and 97. And I also worked in multilateral affairs. I worked in an organization which is called East European Union, which is now defunct. Which was an interface between NATO and the European Union. I will not enter into details, but I didn't like it too much because it was too bureaucratic. It's mainly people sitting on table and discussing huge documents, and I prefer bilateral affairs because you see the results of something you have done, like you organize a visit of a head of state, of your prime minister. And after some months, you see the results and the benefits of this. It's more direct, and you benefit sooner of what you are doing.
Okay, what is the length of a CG's tenure at a post like Karachi?
For Turkey, we have different levels of posts. So this is, I don't know why, considered a hardship post. So normally, after 2 years, you can ask to be switched to another post.
Okay. Why did you choose to come here, and have you been to different cities of Pakistan?
I choose to come here because, and you see it more today, we have very few friends in the world. I mean, for Turkey, you can count them maybe in the number of fingers in your hand, and Pakistan is one of them. So I wanted to work on a positive agenda. So when the time came to choose, I brought Karachi because I wanted to work here. And also I came here before in 2010, before being posted here. At that time I was working in state protocol, and our president Abdullah Gül made a visit to Lahore and Islamabad, and I was in charge of the Lahore visit. And the Pakistani authorities were so helpful and kind that I say I want to come back and work in this country.
Okay.
I forgot the second question.
Have you been to different cities of Pakistan?
Yes, I have been to Lahore, Islamabad, and here in Sahwan Sharif, Tata, Mirpurkhas. I still have to go to. Very nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
I like Lahore very much, of course, because it's a historical city, and you see the times of the Mughal Empire, and I like the historical feeling you have in that city.
How many Pakistanis go to Turkey?
With Islamabad and soon our Lahore Consulate General will be operating also. We are issuing around 30,000 visas a year. So the number of Pakistanis going to Turkey seems very low because 30,000 is nothing for such a huge country. But also we have to remember that most of the Pakistanis also have dual passports. So some are going with their US passport or British passport and they are not counted as Pakistanis. And also if you have a Schengen or US visa, you can get an online visa, which is not going through us. So I think the numbers are more near 100,000 yearly.
Okay. Would you like to comment on the illegal immigrants from Pakistan, the people who go to Turkey in order to reach Europe?
Pakistan, as you know, is one of the main sources of illegal immigrants. And mostly they go through Iran and to Turkey from a very perilous and difficult journey. And maybe you have read in the news lately that some of them were abducted and they had ransom. So
some months back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have those unfortunate incidents. And both Pakistani and Turkish authorities are cooperating on this.
Okay.
So we are trying to solve, but it will still stay as a main source of illegal immigration.
Any comment on the recent visit of Turkish presidents in Pakistan?
Our president and prime ministers, of course, they love Pakistan. And since they first come to power in 2002, I don't count the number of times they have visited this country, and it's reciprocated, of course. So our president came lately 2 times to Pakistan. One was in November 2016. That was a bilateral visit, and he co-chaired the meeting of the High Cooperation Council, which is basically a cabinet meeting between the 2 countries. And lately also he came in March for the Eco Summit. So that was a multilateral summit with basically Iran, Turkey, Afghanistan, Pakistan and the Central Asian countries to develop multilateral economic cooperation among us.
It has been observed that both countries have been supporting each other through thick and thin. Would you like to comment on that, please?
Yes. As I said, because of the Khilafat movement, we have very strong bonds between our people. So whenever something unfortunate happens in both countries, or Pakistan is one of the first to offer help, or we are one of the first to offer help. Lately, as I remember, we had a big earthquake in 1990. Okay. And then Pakistan sent a lot of help, and their rescue people had to dig people out of the rumble. We offered huge help after the 2005 earthquake, which hit Kashmir and the surroundings. And lately, in May 2014, we had a huge collapse in a mine in Turkey. So hundreds of workers died there, and for the first time Pakistan announced a day of mourning for another country. I remember that. And we did the same after the terrible attack on the army school in Peshawar.
Yeah.
So we had also 1 day of mourning, yes.
Okay. Sir, I would like to ask about the Pak-Turk military associations.
So there are many projects going in that field for long years. But lately, one of the biggest projects we are doing here is a fleet tanker project. Mainly it's a logistical support ship which will transport oil, water. It has an hospital, helicopter facilities. It's an 80,000 ton, if I'm not wrong, ship.
Okay.
And the exciting thing is that it's built here in the Karachi shipyard with Turkish designs. We started it, if I remember, in August 2013. And it's expected to be finished by May 2018. So it will extend the range of the Pakistan Navy much further than it is currently today.
Okay, Pakistan is buying some naval ships from Turkey that will be built here.
Yes.
Please comment.
So that's the continuation of that project. We have a ship which we call Milgem. It's the abbreviation for national ship. And it's a corvette which all the design was made in Turkey. So it's our national pride. And Pakistan is the first country which is buying it. So we are very thankful to Pakistan because you know, in today's world, you cannot only grow on your national production. You have to export, especially in defense industries. And the fact that Pakistan, such a big army as Pakistan, is buying our ship, will give it a big, how do you say, it will make a jump forward. So, as I said, we are already constructed a fleet tanker. The design is very similar. So we will construct 4 more ships, maybe even more in Karachi shipyard. And apart of this, also the same company is upgrading your submarines. So you know, it's also in the news today, Pakistan bought a lot of submarines from France. So they have come to their middle age, so they have, their electronic system have to be upgraded. And the same company is upgrading the submarines. It shows the level they are today. They are able to upgrade foreign submarines to today's technology.
Is there any student exchange program going on amidst Turkey and Pakistan?
Yes, there are many. The HEC, it's the Higher Education Commission in Pakistan, is sending students to Turkey. And we have a similar scholarship program in Turkey. They lately did interviews in Islamabad, Lahore and Karachi and sent a number of students there. But there are also lots of students from Pakistan who are going on private basis. There are many organizations who are sending them to Turkey because the parents are more comfortable to send their children to Turkey than to Western countries, where they found a similar culture and they are more at ease. And the children are also very happy. And the universities are very happy with the Pakistani students because their performance is very good. And their English level is also very high. So they bring a lot of things to the Turkish universities as well.
Okay, what do you reckon about the Pak-Turk trade relations?
One of my main duties here is to expand the trade relations and cultural relations between the two countries. Unfortunately, in the trade relations, it didn't go as well as I wished. When I came here, the bilateral trade was around $800 million. Yes, and we were targeting $2 billion in a few years. But we had to put some safeguarding duties on textile exports from Pakistan to Turkey. So after that, our bilateral trade dropped to $500 million, which is very little. And it's equal. We export the same as we import. Now we are trying to sign a free trade agreement. Pakistan is also trying to sign free trade agreements with Thailand, so it's in the same thing. And we are very positive. It should be signed this year, and that will bring a big boost to our bilateral trade. Okay.
As we all know that the security issues of Pakistan are not so very well. So is this the reason that the which keeps those Turkish investors off from coming to Pakistan?
Not at all. Turkish investors are very courageous. We are investing in difficult countries, in Iraq, in Somalia, in Afghanistan. So we don't have those issues of, we also believe in fate and destiny.
Yeah.
So, and lately lots of investment is coming here. We had huge energy investment in Jimpir in Sindh for wind projects, and the same company Zorlu Energy is investing in a solar park in Punjab. It's around 100 megawatts. Then Dowlans, which is, as you know, a big house goods producer in Pakistan, has been bought by the biggest company in that sector in Turkey, which is Arçelik. So now Dowlans is a Turkish company, and the management is very happy with the facilities here, and they will bring a lot of new technology to Dowlans. We are also very involved in military cooperation. We are doing investment in military cooperation. In furniture, we have recently another investment. So people are coming, and the reason why they were not coming before, because maybe before they didn't knew the market so well, but it's not at all to do with the law and order situation.
Okay, there was a news about a train link amidst Pakistan and Turkey. What is the update?
Yes, that's a very good project. It's called the Gül Train, and it links Islamabad to Istanbul in 10 days. If you compare by boat, it takes you 1 month to go there. So we tested the system. It works. The train goes to Turkey and comes back from Turkey. The main issue is a management issue.
Okay.
So basically they are trying to solving it in the framework of ECO. So the FPCCI, the Turkish Chambers of Commerce, and the Iran Chamber of Commerce are trying to manage the system. It's a management issue, not a technical issue.
Okay. Tell our viewers about Metropolis, etc., that have been supplied by Turkey to Pakistan.
Yes. So that's a very exciting prospect also. That's for now it's working in Punjab, Rawalpindi and Islamabad. And Al Bayrak, which is the company which is operating the metro buses in Istanbul, has done this investment in Lahore. That's mainly due to the fact that Lahore is sister city with Istanbul.
Okay.
So the chief minister of Punjab has very good relations with the mayor of Istanbul. And whenever he visited Istanbul, he was very happy to see the services and the transport system there. So due to those links, he was able to bring the Al Bayrak system. They are also doing waste management.
Okay. Earlier, Pakistan had hired a Turkish firm to upgrade its older F16 from Block 15 configuration to Block 40. Has there been any new movement like that?
Yes, those have been upgraded, and in the Air Force collaboration, I think we are going to buy some, you call them mushkak.
Turkish dramas have gained remarkably, popularity in Pakistan. Is Turkey also planning to import Pakistani plays as well?
That I was very lucky. It started when I came here in 2011. So basically, the first TV company which brought them was Urdu One, and the owner is normally switching, like lots of Karachi people, between Dubai and Karachi. So when he was in Dubai, he saw the popularity of the Turkish dramas, and he had the idea to dub them in Urdu and bring them here. And he was very successful. Lots of channels followed them, and it gives us a big cultural cloud. I mean, now all the people in Pakistan are watching them and learning about our history and our current life. As you said, unfortunately, it's a one-way relation, and that's not very healthy. But basically, it's a commercial enterprise. We don't have any interference in what these operations are running.
Okay.
But my ambassador is working for TRT, our national broadcaster, to show dramas produced by PTV.
Okay, how do you predict the future of Pakistan?
I'm very optimistic about the future of Pakistan. Since the 6 years I'm here, from the Karachi perspective, I saw lots of developments. Politically, economically, when you go out in the street, you see all the high rises coming up. So Pakistan, unfortunately, was set aside of all the development in Asia. But now I think the time has come and it will jump forward very soon.
Okay, what would you like to say to the youth of Pakistan?
Our leader Atatürk gave Turkey to the youth of Turkey. So he said, you are responsible for the future and for the continuation of our system. And it's the same here. I see lots of energy in the youth. They are coming with very good ideas. Unfortunately, now I am near my 50s, so I don't understand much of what they are talking about. But I find them very energetic, very linked to the world, very global. So I wish them to continue and make Pakistan bigger and prouder of itself.
Tell our viewers about your family.
My family. I married very recently. Actually, I married here in Karachi in 2014. And my wife and I, we were friends for 10 years, so it's going, alhamdulillah, very smoothly. and we have a small son. His name is Toprak, which means land.
Okay.
And they are switching between Turkey and Pakistan. They love here very much, and sometimes you need the support of your mother and family to raise the children.
Yeah.
It's not so easy. So they are switching between the two countries.
That's it from the studios of NewsPakistanTV. I hope you like our program. Thank you very much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.